Welcome back to the Cosmere Reads. First time back in over a month. It's been a while. It has been an interesting summer. It's been a busy summer. I've been on vacation like all last month, so like it's just been a lot. But thank you guys for showing up tonight. Got String Flame to see there. I think a few more people are popping in a little bit later, but yeah. Glad to have you here. It's Alondo and me tonight. It will be Alondo and me for the remainder of this book. Will might be coming back and to say goodbye, but he just had his first child. He's now a father, and
Congrats,
I
man.
remember when I had my
Yes.
first child, and the amount your life changes with that first one.
Mm-hmm.
It's
You think you're ready,
yeah,
but you're not ready.
you're never ready.
You're never ready.
and your friends and your family do really nothing to help you. It's just a wonderful thing. It's the
Well, especially
hospital
the first
doesn't.
month.
The hospital doesn't either.
Yeah.
It's like 2 days in the hospital. Like, all right, now you got to get out. We're like, well, what do we do
Yep.
now? I was like, figure it out. Like,
Yep. Foot in back. They're like, we need this room.
yeah, we need this room. You're out. I was like, but
That's
how do we
right.
take care of it? Figure it out. It's yours now.
Yeah,
Like, not
yeah.
our responsibility. Is there a return policy on this?
Right. You're looking around for the construction manual. You're like, where did the batteries go?
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, first child's always tough. Second child's easier because you already know what you're doing.
Mhm.
Third child, you don't care anymore. So it's just kind of like, yeah, hope you live.
Yep.
You're on your own from day
That's
one.
right.
My 2-year-old is fantastic, but he's my third. And yeah, he gets just deal with it. he's a good kid. But yeah, we were last week I was just came back from Disney in Florida. So that's where I didn't record. The week before that, I think I was in Nag's Head or the Outer Banks, Duck, the Outer Banks in North Carolina. And the week before that, I had stuff going on. The week before that, I had stuff going on. It's been a summer. So that's why we haven't
And
recorded.
this also not just put it all on you because I was sick.
You were sick. Yep.
That didn't help.
Will had a kid and had all the baby
Will had a
showers, a
kid,
bunch of stuff.
yes.
We just were canceling left and right.
It was just a bad set of weeks. Yeah.
Alondo and I went out for a drink a couple weeks ago and said, yeah, we thought about scrapping the whole thing. And Londo actually told me, no,
Nope.
we're not doing that.
Nope.
I was like, I don't know, man. It's just like, it's so much going on right now in life.
No,
But
I was like, no, if it's something that you enjoy, make it happen.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exhausting. Yeah. That's a good word for it. Exhausting. String Flame says, I don't have kids yet, but babysat is exhausting. Yeah. The thing about babysitting is eventually you get to leave when you have kids.
That's the reason why I love being an uncle. I mean, I get my kiddos over here and they hang out with me. They love me. They think I'm the best person ever.
Yeah.
And then I just hand them off. I'm like, here you go. Back to mom and dad.
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Yeah.
Fun times. But yeah, so it's been fun. Lots of traveling, lots of good times. I did get my first Brandon Sando tattoo. So
yeah, it's a nice tattoo.
You can see it here.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
There it is. Yeah, it's my my brass Mistborn tattoo. Eventually get a Stormlight one. That's saving for this arm right here. We'll get there. I have it picked out already. That's going to be 3 separate sessions to get that done. It's going to be like basically a sleeve.
Nice. Do it.
Yeah, really fun. Looking forward to it. But that's coming later. Maybe I'll do that once we get through Wave Kings or maybe Words of Radiance book 2. We'll see. Anyways, so Alana's going to be just with me through the rest of Elantris, and then we have someone on deck to join us when we start Stormlight, who's already done Mistborn, who's already done Elantris, had started Stormlight, but then stopped. It doesn't remember anything because they stopped, so they're just going to come on as a first-time reader. So I'll announce that when we get closer. Who it is. Let you guys keep that suspense going. Built the tension. No.
There you go.
And Will is also always welcome back. Things settle down with the board and things like that, and he wants to come back. Obviously, he still has a spot here.
Absolutely.
But I understand. I get it. And I'm like, dude, family comes first.
Mm-hmm.
Family always comes first.
Yep.
Yeah. So It is what it is.
Yep.
Uh,
Drive, dude.
Yeah, so we get to finally finish part 1 of Elantris after much time of waiting.
I didn't realize we were just finishing part 1.
Well, part 1's half a book, so it's
Yeah, so because I had to, I read the chapters when we were first going to record, and then I had to do them again today because I didn't remember Squadouche, and I was like, oh, that's right, this is just the end of part 1.
Yeah,
okay,
just the end of part 1.
But
it's fine. It's fun chapters. So, anyways,
different reaction when you read something a second time.
There's what?
Is
different?
Whole different reaction for me reading it a second time
100%
than the first time. The first time I was like, oh, this means this and this. And the second time I listened to it, I was like, oh, wait a minute. No, it doesn't mean that. Anyway, I have completely different interpretation.
Yeah.
Reading it a second time. So
sure. Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, you catch more stuff.
Yeah.
It happens a lot that we rereads on a lot of stuff. If you go back and like read Mistborn right now, you'll be
which I'm thinking about doing, by the way. I'm thinking about going back and rereading it.
Yeah.
Just because I have to do some car trips and stuff.
Yeah.
Now I was gonna do some new books, and I was like, wait a minute, I should go back and revisit some other books that I've read. And I was like, why not Mistborn?
Yeah, it's interesting how much you'll pick up, like the little breadcrumbs that are there that you never noticed the first time around.
Right.
I mean, I've now read Mistborn 4 times, 5 times. Every time I read it, I pick up new things. I've read Stormlight Archive twice, at least up to where it is because it's not finished. The final book of what do you call it when there's 5 books in a series? A pint.
Oh gosh.
Good evening, Iris.
Pentology.
Sure, that sounds right. Pentology. We'll say Pentology.
I think it's Pentology.
We'll say Pentology.
That doesn't sound right.
So the 5th book comes out in December.
Yeah.
And it's Stormlight Archive is going to be 2 sets of 5. So the first
trilogy, quadrilogy,
Pentology.
It doesn't sound right.
It doesn't either, but as we're going to call it, it's going to be a Pentology.
Okay, thank you.
I'm gonna Google it right now.
Yes, please do.
Pentology.
Please, you tell me what it is, because.
Okay, it is a pentology. Yeah,
I was right. Get out of here.
Pentology is combined literary narrative explicitly divided into 5 parts. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a pentology.
It didn't sound right, but I guess it must be in the recesses of my mind somewhere. So
after 3, I just say series. That's fair.
That's true. Yeah, basically. Yeah.
So it'd be 10 totals. Be decology. Decology.
Right. Octology. Nonology. I know that one. Nonology.
Hexology.
Yes, if it's 9. Yeah. Then a septology. And the hexology. There you go. You named them all. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Keep it going.
Yeah.
So eventually it'll be 10 books somewhere down the line, but we'll at least be able to we won't be caught up by the time the 5th book comes out, so we'll be able to complete a full story arc in Stormlight and then read other stuff, and hopefully by the time we get done reading other stuff, the 5th book will at least be started, and then I don't know what we're going to do when we catch up to everything.
I don't think we're going to catch up.
Maybe we won't. We go so slow.
This guy is really prolific with his writing, so I think he could probably churn him out.
Well, he has other secret projects coming out too, so he has other.
Oh, that's true. He does have some like in between stuff. Didn't he just have another breakthrough? Like another like a crazy fundraiser for like a video game or something? It just
first tabletop game.
Yeah, there you go.
RPG,
tabletop. Yeah. It raised like a buttload of money.
And I think it was in that announcement video where he also announced that no secret project coming out. That he wrote another one.
Wow. Yeah.
So he announced that on the leather-bound cover of Words of Radiance because they're releasing that. Or was it something like that?
Okay.
But then he announced also that he wrote another book because he went on vacation, and when he gets on vacation, he writes a whole novel.
I don't track the news, like seriously track the news, but I have it. It comes up in my Google News feed.
Yeah.
Like Brandon Sanderson stuff, and I saw he's making announcements and breaking records and doing the thing. So
I've also realized that trying to explain Mistborn to people that don't read fantasy is really, really tough to do. Because I've had people ask me like what the tattoos of, and I'm like, oh, it's from a book Mistborn. Oh, what's it about? I was like,
you got to ask people what is their reading exposure?
Yeah. Before they answer the question, right? And I find myself like they're trying to explain it and like sounding really, really dumb, and like I'm trying to like backtrack. Like so, I was in Disney, like, and we were at breakfast, and one of the chefs, because they had a carving station for ham, And like one of the chefs was like, "Oh, cool tattoo. What's that mean?" And I was like, "Oh, it's from a book series, Mistborn." It's like, "What's it about?" I was like, "People eat metals and get powers." This sounds really, really weird.
Yeah. It's.
I was like,
Yeah, that's a hard one.
It's really cool though.
Hey, but heck, Dracula and Frankenstein sounded weird when they came out.
Sure.
I mean, so
people,
it depends on your exposure, right?
And they can fly.
Right.
It's just
kinda can fly.
Kind of can fly.
Right.
And kind of can
they can bounce off some stuff. Super bounce, right?
Yeah. Brandon's vacations are 1 to 5 novels.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Sure. All right. So you ready to talk about some Elantris?
Sure.
All right. We go right into chapter 24. We're with Rathan. Oh, Rathan.
That's
Rathan.
This guy.
The H is silent. It's like Django.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. I was talking to a military person the other day because we were talking about military phonetics last night because I went out sailing and they were talking about the phonetic alphabet, where you're Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, and they're going through the whole entire phonetic alphabet. And I was like, oh, I always mess with people like when I'm trying to read stuff out. I'll just be like G is in gnome, and then
G is in new.
P is in P is in pterodactyl. K is in knight.
Wait, I kind of want to make this whole like alphabet now.
There is a book out there. It's
silent.
It's like I think the name of the silent is P is for pterodactyl is the name of the children's book. And it's each letter but with a word that does not start with the same sound. It starts with a silent letter. And there is only one letter in the alphabet that does not have a silent word.
X.
No, X xylophone.
Oh yeah, because it's kind of
Z.
It's an alternate pronunciation of the letter. Okay,
Yeah.
so let me think. A.
No, there's tons of A's that they're
I mean, because like no ether. Well, that's not ether. It's that's another spelling of ether. It's AETHER. That doesn't count.
Silent A words.
There's got to be a bunch of them out there, probably.
Yeah, there are words with A. Let's see. So there is. Where does it start with?
Aesthetic.
Aesthetic. There you go.
There you go. Okay, there's one.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can come up with off the top of my head.
Yeah. There's lots of ones that start with like B and stuff like that. I mean, it goes through, but the letter is V. The letter V.
Yeah.
V's and everything.
Yeah, V is.
Yeah, G. You got gnarly.
New. Like
new.
I just said. You just said. What was the other one you just said recently? You said. Shoot! You just said none.
No.
Anyway. No. There you go. No. Yeah. Yeah, but there's.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of there's a whole entire word like tsunami.
Oh, tsunami for T easily. That's like the first one I thought of was
W of wrestle.
Oh, W is too easy.
W is too easy.
Yeah.
Sort A through Z. So aisle for A.
Oh, that's right. A good one. Aisle. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Czar for C.
Or T.
RT. Yeah.
Yeah.
Homage. Herb.
Oh, that's a good one for H. Yeah.
Honor. Hour. Of course, night knob. Pneumatic for M.
Wait.
M as in pneumatic. Yeah, because it's MNEMONIC.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm thinking pneumatic as in like NEUMAT.
Yeah.
Sorry, it took me. Got it. Because mnemonic is another one, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that MNEMONIC? I think it's like that. Yeah.
But there's a bunch of them. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's
fun
fun.
times.
Though. I mean, I kind of want
times.
to write out this alphabet now.
Yeah.
Like all the silent letter alphabet words. Very good.
Are we getting all letters
stuff we
here
talk
for
about? This is the nerdy stuff we talk about on this podcast. We start getting like deep nerd.
Yeah, exactly.
Good deal.
Yeah, I want. There actually is a book. It's called P is for Pterodactyl. It's a children's book, but yeah, go check it out because I like to use them all the time for when I'm talking to someone on the phone. And I'm trying to like read out an account number or something like that. just to mess with them. Like stop.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, so Rathan with a silent H,
Silent H. That's right.
is on top of the city wall with a large crowd because they're all waiting for all the violence. It's like a Jerry Springer show.
They were waiting for the bloodbath.
Yeah, they're up there like chanting Springer, Springer, Jerry, Jerry, Jerry.
Oh God, I hated that show.
I hated
so much. I hated it so much.
I mean, Serenity hands on the fin.
Rest in peace to this guy, but still, I hated this show.
If you look at the documentaries, it's his backstory's just
crazy.
This
guy, yeah, he did some things. He lived a life.
He did.
He lived a life.
He did.
What was he the mayor of? Cleveland or something?
Yeah, mayor of I think it was Cleveland.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, they're expecting some violence, and it's like really peaceful. So the viewers just get really bored. It's like we're gonna sit here and watch zombies eat.
Right? They're like,
this is just boring. So they all start to leave, and eventually Rathan leaves as well. He's like, "All right, this is kind of dumb."
Yeah.
But then he goes back to the chapel and runs into Tellery, and that's where things get spicy. Yeah. So, thoughts?
This guy, I feel like he's lost all of his fire and brimstone talk. He came in the city with bravado, braggadocio. He was he had swagger. And I just feel like these 4 chapters in particular, he is so eroded. And it's like everything he's tried to do is like, it's just backfiring, like left and right. And you can just, he doesn't even have the whole demeanor like he did, chapters ago, where he was like, I'm the man, and now he's like kind of like, he's kind of resigned, and he's like, yep, I'm getting beat over here by Serenity, and she's playing me at my own game, and then I got an underling over here who's like, usurping all my power, and he's in a rough spot in general right now. So. Yeah,
I mean, it reminds me kind of like when you, I don't know, like in business, like you'll go into certain clients and you just, everything that could go wrong goes wrong. And you come with like this giant, awesome idea that you're going to like be like the best thing ever, the best salesman or best whatever. And then a series of unfortunate events. And it's just like by the end, you're just like, if you don't want to do business with me, I understand. Like, you're just like completely deflated. Like,
because he had some plans laid out. He obviously had all kinds of plans laid out. He was like coming from all these different angles. He was like, you're gonna use the Elantrians, we're gonna like, topple the king, we're gonna like destroy his financial, methods and means. Just he had all these, and then of course it was the establishment of the church. It was the bringing in of all these people in the religion, and they were all gonna be like under him, and every single avenue he has tried to set up now has basically started to crumble around him.
Yep.
So
exactly.
Yeah. He's in a bad spot right now.
Yep.
Not that I feel sorry for him, but he's just in a bad spot.
Yeah, he is. He is in a horrible spot.
Yeah.
So he gets back and Tellery starts to just berate him about not stopping Serenity. Iodon has obtained a new trade contract with TO'd, and he's just like, what are you doing? Like, you're supposed to be this guy in charge, and you're just like letting Serenity do all this stuff, and Iodon's getting more power when he's supposed to be losing power, and you're supposed to be doing this for me so I can get power, blah blah blah, and all this stuff. And
he's the promised king or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. But Harathan counters saying, Serenity's efforts won't amount to much, and Tellery will be able to bring more wealth to Erelon through his treaty with his empire. So, he's like, don't worry about it. You'll have the throne. You got you.
Right.
It kind of, I guess, I don't know if it settles Tellery, but it gets him off his back for a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, it shuts him up for a second, I guess.
Yeah.
But
and Rathan feels confident that Serenity's efforts to foil his plan really are focused now in the wrong direction. So he's like, perfect. Like let her mess with the Elantrians. I don't care.
Right.
But then Tellery also claims he won't be a pawn for the $4 Empire. So that's a whole other thing too. So I'm not gonna be a pawn.
Yeah, sure you won't.
Make me your pawn.
Sure you won't. Whatever, my guy.
Yeah. Yep.
And then he pulls the power move and kicks him out of the chapel.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I'm going over this way, so you can get out here. Bloop.
No.
He punts him out. I'm like, oh, geez, what a stupid vindictive move. Okay, whatever.
Pretty much.
Yeah. What a jerk move.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So after that, he goes back to the chapel, and Harathan overhears comments by Deloff. And he starts to wonder about who Deloff really is. That he might be older than he appears, and more seasoned than he lets on.
Deloff mentions the previous. What was that previous overthrow that he talks about?
Yeah, yes.
Oh my gosh!
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Names. Say again.
I said I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, well, as long as you know what I'm talking about, that's all that's important. So
hopefully, listeners remember.
I'm sorry, I didn't commit it to memory. And a lot of the names, by the way, have started to kind of slip out of my mind. So
it was the guy that what's his name's Galadon's from, right?
Right. I keep wanting to say Fjordell, and that's not right. But
Fjordell.
Unfortunately, that's all I can think.
Duodel,
thank you. All right, there it is.
Duodel.
Yeah. So, anyways, so the fact that he references that is like, oh, he knows about this, and it's like, okay, well, he must be older than you think, because I think it says he thinks he thought he was like 25 or something. I can't remember the exact.
Yeah, I thought he was young, but he was like,
but now he's like, and then he says as he's looking at him, he starts to recognize like age stuff in his face, and he's like, oh shoot, he actually has. I can't remember if it was like age lines or whatever. As he recognized, he's like, "Oh shoot, you're not as young as I thought you were."
Yeah. He's just one of those guys that ages very well. Like just doesn't age at all. Like,
that's okay, man. Look, respect on his name.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves or
Keanu Reeves is a good one. Yes,
or even like a Nick Cage. He's Nick Cage.
Paul Rudd. That's the other one.
Paul Rudd. Yeah, Paul Rudd. He doesn't. He ages backwards. Paul Rudd's weird.
That's right.
It's weird. You look at his younger stuff. He looks a lot older, and then he gets just younger and younger.
Yeah, look at him in Friends, and I'm like, you look older in Friends than you do now.
Yeah,
I think it's that big floppy hair thing though, which I think does not look good on him. Like, do your shortcut, my guy. Look smooth on you guys.
Sometimes, it happens. Sometimes people just start looking younger. It's crazy. Also lots of surgery and lots of I guess not say medication, but supplements and things like that.
And some people, of course, they just take care of their skin, drink a lot of water, exercise, all that kind of stuff.
They discover lotion.
Lotion, shoot. Hey, filling them cracks goes a long way.
It's true. But he's increasingly more concerned over how much influence Deloff actually has.
Because he's like, oh well, there's a lot of other people who are probably a little bit more subservient. Now, I don't want to say subservient. That's not a real good word for this, but they're aligned with Deloff, with him being in a position of power.
Oh yeah,
more than Rathan thought. So.
Sure, 100%.
Yeah.
And he's also pondering about what Omen, the priest Omen had said to him about him, losing his faith.
Losing his faith generally. Yeah.
So. Some REM plays in the background of the TV show.
Yes, it does.
That's me in the corner. That's me in the spot.
Light.
Losing my religion. Anyway, and he starts to question, his true purpose. And whether, it is to obey Warren, or if his allegiance goes higher than that, to the god himself, even though Warren is like the mouthpiece of their god.
Right.
So, I guess Warren would be the equivalent to the Pope.
Right. Exactly.
In Catholicism, the Pope is the mouthpiece of God. It's,
if manifestation of a deity on earth.
Right. So, I mean, well, also, and for the papal seat, if the papal makes a declaration from the papal seat, it's actually, it's directed from God as part of Catholicism. It's, but there are very few of those actual decorations. There's a lot of them made away from the seat on purpose because it's not actually a holy decoration, but there are some. So it was done more liberally in like the 15 and 1400s. where you had a lot of corruption in the Catholic Church, and there was a lot of these decorations where like that were. I'm not going to get to the history of Catholicism.
Yeah, but it also was before you could fact check stuff too. I mean, you could just like go out here and just say whatever you wanted to say, and people would be like, I heard.
I heard that Earth is actually not the center of the universe. Burn him, witch,
exactly.
He's a witch. Burn him.
Yeah.
That's what they did. I mean, right?
Can't ever go wrong with any Monty Python clip ever.
They're always great.
Absolutely.
They hold up
every time.
And that's how we end this chapter, pretty much, with him just in the corner losing his religion.
Yep.
So
looking a little dejected, this guy. Yeah,
he is. Let's see. Yeah. So ready for chapter 25? Anything else in this chapter? Anything else we missed? Anything?
No, I think we hit the main highlights. It's like his plans are kind of unraveling around him, and he's like, I don't know what I should do. And it's like, what are you gonna do, my guy? You better go for a bold move. Yeah.
So in the chapter 25, we're in Raoden's point of view. Spirit. So Serene and Raoden are distributing the food offerings amongst other nobles. And Raoden starts to regret that he has to keep his identity secret from all his noble friends that he's seen. But he enjoys spending time with his wife, even though she doesn't know that's her husband.
Yeah. Yeah, they had this nice look. I mean, they got this tete-a-tete going back and forth between the two of them, and I like it. I mean, I'm a fan of it because they're like both cerebral.
Yeah.
And they're playing each other. He obviously doesn't want her to know that it's him, but he's like intrigued about the fact that this is the woman that he was betrothed to. And it's great seeing them get to know each other without everything hanging over them about this marriage and whatever. They just get to know each other, and they realize that they're intellectual equals, and they're kind of just coming at each other from like this again, it's this cat and mouse game, and I love it. I mean, I'm a fan of it. I could go for them to keep at it, because for everything that she's trying to do to like subvert, when she tries to play around with their requests, for like things, and she's like, because these alternate options and stuff. Yeah, like they said they wanted steel, and she basically gave him like wafer thin
steel sheets of
steel. Yeah. It was so light it could float to the ground practically. Yeah. I was like, that's
hammered
stuff.
Okay,
that's heavy. That's really well done. And then of course they get the nails with they're all bent. The thing I did not quite get was the cloth that was like bright orange until it was explained like later on that it was like she must have got it like at a discount place or something, because it was just so like
cheap, ugly the color.
Yeah, I was like, exactly. So I was like, okay, that's what it was.
Yeah,
because it seemed like up until then she was kind of twisting all their words around, but that one was just like, I'm not going to give you the best. You just said cloth. You didn't say what kind of cloth.
Exactly. So. It's the cheapest thing I could find.
Yeah.
You said you wanted food. You get ramen. Nothing but ramen.
That's right. That's right.
Lots of rice. Lots and lots and lots of rice.
Enjoy this cricket popcorn.
Yeah, rice is one of those foods that has the highest profit margins as far as. That's why Chinese food restaurants and Mexican restaurants are so successful.
Oh, it's like cheap as heck, man. I mean,
you get a lot of rice for cheap.
Anybody who's
sell for a lot.
Anybody who's been in an Asian household, they know how cheap you can get rice for.
You get the giant bags.
Shoot, yes, you get that huge bag.
We do that. We do that at our house. We buy giant bags of rice.
I have never bought a bag like that. I mean, I think I might have like the 5 small bags of brown rice.
No, we've gone to Costco and bought the really big, big bags. Yeah.
So I dated a Filipino woman for a while, and I mean, in that household, I mean, it was that bag that sits on the floor, and you got the scoop.
Oh yeah, yep.
Right in the rice cooker it goes. Yeah.
No, that's what we use for like we always buy at Costco like noodles and rice like in bulk because it's dried and it doesn't go bad. And
doesn't go bad. Yep. And actually, funny enough, it's because it's all dried out, not really susceptible to like a lot of insects and things like that. Because
you still store it well, and it's fine.
Of course you have to, but but again, you're not going to find this kind of issues with it because it's so incredibly hard to eat in that form.
But definitely. So after the nobles leave, Raiden and the crew gather the non-food offerings like we talked about. And though Sereni has fulfilled the order, they undermined everything by, like we said, doing these things.
Yeah, it's like it has now gutted his. I'm gonna say army, or his folks, the people in the new. I think it was called the new
Elantris.
Right?
Yeah. And Raiden's apprehensions about the food offerings are coming true. Some people are leaving New Elantris to go lord around the city gates and wait for food.
Yep.
And he was hoping that this wouldn't deter
and they're
people.
in a bad shape. I mean, this is. I gotta say, I'm very pessimistic about what's going to happen with those people because, like Red is saying, these people were, they don't need food; they just crave it because that's just the way the body works.
Right. And
then she's giving them enough food for like 3 meals and they're just like scarfing it down, because they can't even like just like ration it out even to themselves.
Sure.
And the whole thing just sounds like it's just not a good situation. Everything about this just sounds like it's not going to go well because she can't do this into perpetuity. So at some point in time, when it comes to an end, it's going to be even worse than the situation that we're in before, riots and all that kind of stuff. And what happens when she stops showing up?
Yeah.
So,
yep. Exactly.
I'm worried.
Salen also, we learn, is severely wounded in his arm.
Poor guy.
Yeah. And he tells Raiden that Cher's gang is now getting better armed. It's acting more strategically and less crazy as they used to previously.
Now that part, this is where I might need something to jolt my memory here. I'm trying to remember. So were they like mindless type of?
They were like savages. Like they just were like Cher's the girl that's like has the wig stapled in her
little
head.
Kid.
The kid and just yell like, kill them, and they all start just mindlessly like attacking.
Okay.
But they were the most savage of the gangs as far as just reckless.
Okay. Like something about the fact that he was surprised that they would take the swords from those who were felled.
Yeah. Because they were so like just food driven.
Okay.
So like that they just wanted food and they were literally attacking without even thinking and like risking bodily harm just to get more food and like obviously not using their brain. So he was surprised that they actually had enough wherewithal still left in their psyche to actually realize that, I can
pick up a sword. Yeah. Right. Okay. Got it. Because he's right. I mean, he's like, well, how did you get cut? Because up until recently, the only people that had swords was underrated, right? So yep.
Yeah, and Raiden realizes this is a problem because obviously if Cher army is arming itself, Serene and the nobles could actually find themselves in a really bad situation if a whole horde of armed Elantrans come rushing the gate. Yeah,
because they won't care that it might cause the king to like go batshit and be like, oh, we're gonna wipe everybody out in that whole damn city, right? So yeah, it's a bad look for everybody.
Exactly. And also he wants to discover Serene's true motives. Like, why are you doing this?
You mean Raiden? I mean, well, he knows she's doing it for the widow's trial.
He knows that much, but he thinks that there might be some more to it.
Is it called? By the way, is it widow's trial? Is that right? Okay, I just make sure I said that right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, all during this, Raiden begins practicing Aeons for several hours a day, even though they're still not working correctly.
Right.
He's still trying.
But he's getting close. So he's,
Mhm.
I mean, I like his theory that, the whole deal about, well, we are in a transition phase and it just is not completing.
Right.
It's like he's getting close. And I feel like that makes sense to me. Because I was thinking the same thing. It's like, well, it sounds like they're like supposed to transcend, but for some reason that transcendental
They're fizzling out. They're
thing
not,
is not
yeah.
happening for some reason. Something's blocking it, right? It's like a metamorphosis that can occur. So you're like in your cocoon phase, but you can't break out, do the thing, So
Yep. Yeah. What do you think that is?
This blocking, hope. I had to say it. I had
emotional damage.
That's fair. Now that's fair. That's a fair use of emotional damage. I'll accept it.
Right here. Hope is not a strategy.
That's right. It's not a strategy. Get off of that.
You got a whole book about that.
That's right. That's right. Do better.
Do better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right next to my ultimate Star Wars guide.
Wait. The irony there. Hope is not a
here.
strategy. You got the ultimate Star Wars guide.
Literally, I have
that,
and then Brave New World right next to it.
The first movie in the Star Wars ethos is called
A New Hope.
A New Hope? Come on.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, because you got to have that book.
Okay, well, that one counts. That's no problems there. But A New Hope next to Hope is on the strategy.
Yeah, exactly.
This guy.
It's great.
All right.
Yeah.
Dripping with irony today, people.
It is. Yeah. Anyways. A New Hope. And as he's practicing Aeons, he also has like agony in the back of his mind as he practices. He's like actually like pain.
Well, I thought the pain was just like general pain, where like he's just feeling pain all over. I didn't know it was like specifically because of the Aeon. I didn't.
Yeah, he's gaining great skill and pushing his constant agony to the back of his mind while he practices.
Okay, because I know he's like in pain, like all over. He's like,
oh yeah, there's that too.
Yeah. He's not in a good place. I mean, but that didn't start this chapter. That started chapters ago, where he was like hurting, and he's like, and he's giving away like his food portions, blah 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 blah. He's like, I'm gonna push through all this, but I think he even talks about it. His stubbed toe is like excruciating, and all these other ailments, etc.
A whole minute of that.
Yeah. It's a lot of that for this guy every day. 24 hours. 24 hours is him Peter Griffining.
Good times. Also, during all this, Galadon has been raising crops by himself now because everyone else has left him. So
this guy, he's still hanging around. He's still he's trooping. He's trooping. He's like, I'm gonna do this. I'm doing it for the team. Do it for the team. Good for him.
Yeah. And Galadon and Raiden, they get together. They start discussing.
And we find out this guy's backstory.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, so let's talk about it.
Yeah, so we find out his dad was an Elantrian.
Yep.
And I mean, the whole thing is just heartbreaking. So his dad was there. His mom gets sick, and even though they could healed her, just didn't like react in time. Just didn't have that kind of time. And then he dies of essentially, I mean, I know they called it heart whatever, but I feel like it was a broken heart essentially, because he's like, they could have fixed it. And then, Galadon is like, yeah, I'm gonna try and go back to where I was at. And I mean, the whole thing is just crazy. I mean, so he knows everything about Elantris
Oh yeah,
because
he grew up in Elantris.
he was there. He was there the whole time, like Sally Field, like the whole time from Miss Doubtfire. This poor guy, and so he's been through some things, and that explains why it never seemed like he really aligned with Duodel.
Yeah,
It's like he knew about it, but it's like he didn't align with it because there was a couple questions that Raiden would ask him, and he'd be like, he was like, I thought people from Duodel did blah blah blah. And he's like, no, I lived on the outskirts. That's the way he used to like kind of like get around or skirt around it.
Yeah.
But now you find out it's like, well, he wasn't raised there really.
Yeah.
You know, so
you get all the whole backs. It reminds me of that scene from the Goonies with Chunk when they ask him about, tell the whole story, and he's like, I was born.
Yep. Yep, and he tells the story. He's crying, dude. Yep. Chunk, who's now a lawyer for actors and stuff, and like looking super chiseled. This guy.
Yeah. That's a great movie too.
Goonies always holds up. And by the way, Cyndi Lauper still like one of the best songstresses of like all time. This lady's voice.
Yeah. I was supposed to see her in concert a few years ago. Actually, with Will from me and him had tickets to see. Well, it was at the Ocean's Calling Festival in Ocean City, Maryland, the first one they ever did.
Okay,
but then Hurricane Ian came through and they canceled it last minute.
Oh wow!
So we ended up not going to the concert, but it was like a whole festival. Cyndi Lauper was one of the acts.
She's got pipes.
Yeah, there's a ton of like this year's lineup it's like 90s like overload. So if you're like a big 90s music fan, Ocean's Calling Music Festival is like
what time of year?
It's kind of like into September. It's coming up.
Oh wow! Okay, it's coming soon then. Okay.
Yeah, I texted Ian from the Will Reads and said, "Hey, you want to make a really horrible decision and financial decision and buy this?" So the headliners are Blink-182, The Killers, Dave Matthews Band, Counting Crows, Boyz II Men, Bare Naked Ladies, The Beach Boys, The Offspring, 311, Sublime, Cage the Elephant, Blues Traveler. Let's go. Lisa Loeb.
The only one I don't want to listen to out of that whole group is the Beach Boys. I've never been a Beach Boys fan. I don't know what it is, but yeah, everything
Sugar
else.
Sugar Ray.
Okay, and Sugar Ray. I don't like Sugar Ray.
The Darkness. I believe in a thing called love.
I'm okay with The Darkness, actually. I'm all right.
All American Rejects.
Okay, I'm okay. Yeah, so far I'm.
Yeah,
I mean, this all stuff that takes me back to my my teens, right? My childhood.
Tonic from the 90s,
Tonic.
What was their big song? So might be.
That's the only one you've said that I do not.
You'll recognize their biggest hit. If you could only see the way she loves me, baby, you'd understand. Anyway, yeah.
I have to look it up. I'll look it up.
It's an 80s band. Philip Phillips. There you go.
Okay.
Tonic's 90s, not 80s. Philip Phillips is 80s.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, it's Group Love, The Hives. Yeah, it's a big lineup.
Cool.
It's 3 days concert. But
nice.
It's every September.
This isn't one stage rotating. This is like
it's multiple stages,
obviously, right?
Multiple stages.
Gotcha.
It's if you want all the. I didn't know half of those are still playing. Yeah, it's a reunion tour for half of them, I think.
That's cool, though. Hey, look, I got no hate on that. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, so it's like I said, we had tickets to it a few years ago when the first year they did this. But yeah, it's but it's all different lineups every year. So it's
okay.
I don't know. Boyz II Men, I didn't know they were still around.
Yeah, man. Shoot, they actually, I think my sister-in-law came in town just to listen to them in Norfolk like a couple of years ago. Yeah. So yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I texted Ian and said, "Hey, you want to make a horrible financial decision with me and go to this concert for 3 days?"
Do it.
No, I'm not gonna do it. We're in the process of trying to sell this house, so it's so we're moving around that. Well, yeah, I can't be going on vacation. my realtor would kill me.
Priorities.
Yeah. So anyway, let's see what else is going on here. Where were we?
So
Right, you got Galadon's backstory. Galadon also discusses increasing knowledge about Aeons.
Right, so he tells his backstory.
Yeah.
But
Raiden has a flash.
Then he has this like
There's
flash
epiphany.
of brilliance.
Yeah.
And he's like, wait a minute, the old dude. And he just like gets up and just goes. And it has nothing to do, it's not triggered by anything that Galadon says.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like it is. But
It's
then
not.
you realize it's not. And it's
Yeah.
like he just like goes over to the old dude. What's his name? Riyadh. No, wait. No. Riyadh's a place. What's the guy? I feel like it's like an R or
Reno?
the old man. What's his name? The one that's like babbling all the time.
I know you're talking about.
He's like, it's so beautiful. And
Marish?
Is that his name?
Marish is like the sculptor guy, I think. Isn't he? No. He was the jeweler. No, it's not that guy.
It's
Kahar.
Kahar. There.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was never going to remember that. Thank you, but yes. And he's like, because he's been babbling the whole time, so he's, they consider him part of the what do you call it? The Hayod. Yeah. If you're one of the crazy people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then it's like he realizes, it's like, whoa, wait a minute, you're actually talking about it was so beautiful. You were one of the Elantrians from back in the day.
Yeah.
And so then they do the whole thing. They go down. They go into this like secret library where they see like a hall of freaking books.
Mm-hmm.
So untouched by the slimes and stuff.
Would you say it would be?
Yeah, I forget the next couple lines, but then it goes. Secret tunnel through the mountains. Secret tunnel. Yeah.
I have the same face. My man is like
just annoyed. Secret tunnel.
Yes. It's fair enough. It is a secret tunnel. That's definitely a secret tunnel. I mean,
that's great.
If there ever was a secret tunnel.
So my kids have now watched through all of Avatar like 3 times.
Oh yes.
They love Avatar, and when
I mean, both or just the first one? Just the ATLA,
the original Last Airbender, and then Korra or whatever.
They've watched Korra too.
Yeah.
Love it.
They've watched that too. They've only watched that once, but they watched like the original Avatar series like 3 times now.
Oh,
and they all love it. Like they're just screaming and turning on.
Name somebody that doesn't. Yeah. I challenge people. I'm like, name somebody that does not like Avatar.
We're at the Disney World, like it was when we went to Busch Gardens, Tampa. And when you park at the parking lot, like you have to take a tram that runs underneath like the road into a tunnel.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we went to the tunnel, like my kids started like belting out on the tram, like secret tunnel.
Oh, of course they did. Of course they did. And you shed a lone tear. You were like, I'm so proud today.
Meanwhile, my wife's head's down, embarrassed.
No, you didn't.
I'm
no,
singing.
You didn't.
My wife is. No, I'm singing with them. I was with them.
My wife's of my kids.
I was like, secret tunnel.
Of course they did. I love it.
That was great. Everyone in the tram's just looking at us.
They better learn.
They better learn.
Tram people better figure it out.
They did it there at Busch Gardens, and then we went to Disney World, and then we did the Jungle Cruise, and they go through a tunnel there too, and they did it again on the tunnel on the Jungle Cruise. Which the person's doing all the dad jokes,
That's right, because that's all they do on that.
And my kids are just like not even listening to the dad jokes; so they don't get any of them. They're just belting out Secret Tunnel the entire time. I'm like, this is awesome.
It's the best. It's the best.
It was amazing.
It's like, I mean, I don't know.
Raisin
your kids have your kids ever watched? I mean, or have you even watched Invader Zim?
But no,
that's a Nickelodeon show. 3 seasons. Most hilarious thing. My son's still quoted to this day. Every time we go somewhere and they quote that, I'm like, it's like Monty Python. It's like if they quote Monty Python, I'm just like, but if they love Avatar, they will love Invader Zim, dude. That's a Nickelodeon show that came on back in the day, and it's still out there. I think it's on Netflix now.
The next movie I want to show them is The Secret of Nim.
Ooh. I quote one line from that.
Shiny?
No, I quote one line from that movie, and nobody gets it.
Which
and
one's
it's
that?
my man's. He's got the sword, and he's like, "I've learned one thing in life: take what you can when you can." He's got this sword. And he's just like badass. I'm like, love it.
Yeah.
It's like my hype quote. I'm like, take what you can when you can. I'm like, yeah.
I just always quote cat.
Yeah, man.
The crow. That's nice.
It was so Don Bluth. I mean, everything about that, because it has the same kind of actors that always plays in his movies. It's got the same animation style and everything.
It's frisky.
I read the book and not a fan of the book, but the movie great. Yeah.
Rats of Nim.
Yeah.
The Secret of the Rats of Nim. Yeah, that's great. It's good.
Yeah,
good stuff.
Such a good movie. Call back on that one. Well done.
You need to get my kids into the Nim. But yeah, so which is what is it? National Institute for Mental Health.
The National Institute of Mental Health.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we? So flash of brilliance by the Hoyd. They take him to the secret tunnel. They find all these books that have any sludge. And then he
keeps pointing to me like, I need to go over here
to the lake.
To the lake.
Mm-hmm. Directs them Raiden and Galadin to another passage that leads into the mountainside through the mountain secret tunnel to a pool. And he's placed into the pool and dissolves.
Yeah, like Voldemort. I don't know if anybody remembers that when the third was it the third? I think it's the third movie, and it's like, and he puts Voldemort's like little withered body into the water.
Yeah,
that's what you think. That's what I thought of when it's guy. He puts him down in the water, and he just like kind of looks at him, and then just done. He's gone.
Yeah,
and then.
Do you think his body dissolved, or do you think it went somewhere?
I don't know, because it doesn't really. I don't, because I've heard it twice now, and it doesn't really say. It never uses the word dissolve. It's just like he's just like gone,
right?
Like he's just like not there anymore.
Yeah.
And Galadin is like pulling Raiden back. He's like, "Hey, you're about to hit the water," and then Raiden is like, "Hey, look, if I start to turn into one of these mindless folks, put me in this water." Yeah.
Yep. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good chapter though. I mean, I liked everything about it. I mean, a little disappointing about the state that they're in right now. For all the advance that he had, put together, and now it's like all being like decimated by.
Yeah.
I mean, Serene is trying to do something really altruistic. I appreciate her efforts, but unfortunately, it is actually decomposing all this work that he was doing to try to establish a society within the walls of Elantris. So that's the shame of it, but what can you do?
Well, speaking of Serene,
let's
move on to chapter 26.
Yes.
So after the trip to Elantris, Ash, our good old Sion, comes back to report to Serene that Spirit is the new ruler of Elantris.
Yeah, he's like, I was wrong. I didn't know.
Yeah. And the fact is that Spirit is deceiving Serene. Doesn't surprise her. And she's actually not surprised by it. She determines to remain aloof towards Spirit, despite his trustworthiness and, and seems to be empathic and actually cares about the Elantrians. She's like, I want to kind of just seem aloof so I can kind of get what he's playing at. And that's Serene's plan.
Yeah.
She then goes to her circle of nobles. Let's see. They're doing fencing again.
Remind me again, by the way, because it's been a while since I've read chapters. The weapon that they're using, I thought it was like a bow staff type of thing, but then it talks about they actually have like blades on them. So is it like?
I think it's more like a rapier.
Oh, it's okay. Well, that's completely different than I thought.
I think. Okay. I mean, I picture more like fencing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I could not remember for the life of me what kind of weapons they were messing around with.
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah. That's what I pictured, but maybe not. I don't know.
I'm always careful to go look up stuff on my own because
Yeah.
I'm like I don't want it to like ruin something or whatever. So I figured I would ask
Sure.
right now. So yep.
Yeah. And someone in chat might correct me and say, no, it's this other
Oh
thing.
yes, please. Anybody in chat, feel free to
Yeah.
correct me. I mean, whether it be today or like days later, I don't care. Just help me out.
Yeah. But then amongst the nobles they start discussing recent developments in Kai, including Iodon actually improving some of his financial circumstances.
This guy. I mean, of course, that was all.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't like luck. I mean, that was very coordinated. Serini,
Oh yeah. I mean, Luke Hell helped out with that, and there's
there was a lot of coordination to make that happen. Yeah.
Yes, Eden fled. Eden. He fled from Erlon towards Duadel. Luke Hell completion of a lucrative business deal. Serini then scolds the women in court for not being as brave as Torina.
Oh, to go into Elantris?
Elantris, yeah.
Yeah. And then she's like, next time we're going, no men's.
Yeah. You guys are a bunch of wusses.
Yep.
And then she realizes she's repeating some of the same habits she had in Tia that made her not have friends. So she's like, maybe.
I mean, well, because she's tall, isn't she?
Yeah, she's tall.
She's tall, so that's already going to kind of like, make her like an opposing figure.
Mm-hmm.
And then she can't play the manipulation card anymore. It's just not working. Everybody knows how smart she is and how much of a tactician she is. So yeah, I mean that's gonna happen. And people are like, oh, I gotta worry about everything I say around her now because she's like gonna like manipulate things or outsmart me and make me look like a fool. So I get it.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Iris says, I haven't actually read this book, but a rapier is my go-to imaginary sword. There you go.
That checks out.
But is it left-handed?
Wait, what?
Left-handed, six-fingered, left-handed. Or
that's
a Princess Bride reference. Come on, man.
Sorry, man. I forget. Look, funny enough, I've seen the Princess Bride probably like 30 times in my life. I remember all the highlights.
He didn't fall? Inconceivable.
That's the only one. I have the Inconceivables shirt where it's like the 4 main characters on it. That I love. And Wallace Shawn is going to always be like in my pinnacle of actors. I love everything he's ever in. Like my dinner with Andre. Oh, my dinner Andre. Is that what's called? My dinner with Andre. Anyway, and I think he wrote that movie. But I love everything about that guy. But everything else, like the Billy Crystal scene, I remember that much of. It was Billy Crystal and who was Annie Pot? No, when I say Annie Potts. Oh, I forgot the lady's name. Anyway, I just don't remember a lot of the details of that thing. I'm like, I should. It just doesn't resonate with me, I guess, enough. So sorry.
It's a great movie.
It is a great movie. I have no hate on it. If it came on right now,
I'd stop what you're doing.
I'm watching it end to end. No problems.
It's great. I hear they were trying to remake it. That's what someone said.
No. Stop.
Yeah. Which is yeah.
Oh no. These remakes, please stop doing remakes.
Princess Bride remake. I'm Googling it right now.
No, please tell me it's true.
Oh no, they're making it into a mini. Oh no, they made it into a miniseries. That's not it.
Oh jeez.
That was in 2020.
And I've heard people tell me that it's like it really closely matches the book.
It does.
Well, and that shocks me because I'm like, I didn't realize the book operated like that. I've never read that book, so I can't speak to it. But
yeah, no, actually, no, they are making it a Princess Bride. Yeah, Sophie Turner's playing it.
Oh man, yeah, Peter Falk is the granddad. Love that. I mean, the way he plays it up too with Frankie.
This is articles from 2020, so I don't know if they're still making it.
Oh, okay.
The Princess Bride is being remade this summer. Okay, Sophie Turner and Joe Jonas as Wesley and Princess Buttercup.
Yeah.
I don't even know if this happened or not.
Everything about that sounds terrible.
Yeah, it sounds horrible. That's on screenrant.com.
Couldn't talk about it. I couldn't tell you anything about it. Yeah.
I don't know. No, they can't remake it. No, you can't remake it. It's already
No.
it's already amazing.
At some point in time, look, mark my words right now. All right, here in 2024, we're in August 2024. Mark my words, it's coming soon. Someone's going to come with the brilliant idea to remake Gremlins. And I'll be like, no, stop, don't. But somebody's going to do it. Leave the movies alone. And by the way, it's great that they made the first movie the way they did and the second movie the way they did.
Yeah.
The first movie is like a pseudo comedy horror, and the second movie is just campy as hell. I love everything about it. There's a gremlin made out of vegetables. I mean, come on. There's a gremlin made out of lightning. Come on.
This is gonna hurt you.
No.
So this is an article from Screen Rant just last week. From last week. Warner Brothers has purchased the book and film rights to The Never-Ending Story to remake
I don't care about that. Okay, I don't care about that. Okay. Oh, I don't care about that. Hey, by the way, for anybody who doesn't know, watch The Never-Ending Story again. That is more of an acid trip than you think it is. Watch that movie again and really think about what you're watching. You're like
Alice in Wonderland.
Well, come on. I mean, Alice in Wonderland is
it's on the nose. It's on the nose.
Lewis Carroll was like, he was out there, right? I mean, this guy. Look, you don't come with the word Jabberwocky unless you're doing some things. That's all I'm saying. This guy was probably on some Jabberwocky at the time when he was writing some stuff. I mean, who comes up with like this the language he came up? This guy was basically creating like words out of like thin air, and whatever. But a Gremlins remake, no, don't do it. Yeah, I think Warner Brothers owns that too. Gremlins.
Yeah, I mean, people were talking about for the Olympics because they had the breaking thing or whatever, and how bad the breaking dance was. So,
oh man,
I mean, not the Australian. I'm talking about Reagan, but I'm talking about just like in general how bad it was. And like, it's like how did not a single Jabberwocky make it into the Olympic team? Like, the Jabberwockies.
They did a terrible job, and this is the reason why I blame the announcers and stuff like that. If you're going to have a new sport, you got to really explain how the scoring works.
Yeah.
And if you don't explain it, everybody's like, well, how come you don't have? I watched so many videos on Reddit where they were like, look at this guy. He's a better breakdancer than the gold medalist. And I was like, he kept doing the same dance over and over and over again.
Right.
He got knocked point-wise if you repeated the same move.
Sure.
I was like, he would have gotten no points.
Yeah.
So I was like, you don't understand how the scoring goes. So anyway, I think that's a fallacy of trying to bring something into the mainstream and not explain how it works. And then people were like, that's the reason why the Australian lady did what she did. She was trying to be like inventive and whatever, because she would have gotten more points that way, but it didn't work out in her favor, obviously.
Yeah.
Poor Ray Gun. And she has got, by the way, I hate hearing that people like go after people online. I mean, that's just not even right.
Yeah.
I'm like, to have the guts to go out on a international stage and do that.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, do what you do.
Yep. Yeah.
Anyway.
I think it was it's a experimental sport. That's
which is not coming back for LA. They've already
cut it. So
they already cut it. Yeah.
It's
they're bringing back they're bringing back softball and baseball.
Yeah.
So, hey,
they're also cutting boxing.
Yeah, which I don't get.
I don't get that either. Whatever. Yeah. My sport, sailing, which has been Olympic sport forever.
Which I watch. Hey, but because of you, hey, by the way, I basically watched every Olympic sport because I have Peacock. So I watched everything. Name a sport, I can tell you.
The commentating was so bad on sailing.
Sailing, I watched that and I was like, they are not helping me.
Yeah, no, the commentation on sailing's always historically been bad.
Okay.
Because they get commentators that don't know how sailboat racing works. And it's just like, It's very obvious.
Look, and I get it. It's not, you don't understand what's going on, and the action that's happening isn't as like quick and responsive as like other sports.
And because it's such a lower sport as far as like for viewership, they don't invest the money into it. So like when you watch America's Cup sailing, like the high end stuff, like they have like it's all overhead trims with tons of graphics.
Yes,
and it's all overhead shots, and you can really see what's going on.
Right.
And
the sailing was from a boat that was like.
Yeah, it's on the ground, so you can't tell where anyone is.
Well, they had a boat that was actually kind of following, but it was like off at an angle, and I couldn't tell what was going on.
Yeah, you can't tell what's going on, and it's
was
just like
rough.
even me at sales, I'm like, I don't even know. That's a horrible view. Like,
I tried, Alan. I promise you, I tried, man. I watched.
I watched for 5 minutes, and I got frustrated just because like.
Okay, I thought it was just me, dude.
Well, not even that. It was just all the like I used to coach. I mean, so I mean, my background sailing. So I used to coach collegiate level sailing. Gary Bodie, who is another collegiate coach and lives down the street from me, was the head coach for the U.S. Olympic sailing team. I was personally trained when I was a kid by Mike Miller and Steve Hunt, who were 470 world champions and were in the Sydney Olympics. So I know what I'm talking about when I talk about sailing, and the amount of errors that those sailors were making that I was just like frustrated watching. I was just like, but anyway, that's just I watched for like 10 minutes and I turned it off.
I thought I was going to enjoy it more though. I mean, I was really excited because I mean, as much as I've heard you talk about sailing, I was excited. Yeah. I was like, oh, I'm gonna check this out.
It's always been that way. I mean, I've never been able to watch Olympic sailing just because the commentation's been horrible. The camera angles are horrible. You can't tell, like it's always just badly produced and badly.
All right, because I feel like I was like, am I just not getting it? And I'm glad to hear you give me confirmation that it's not me. It's just the way they're presenting it.
Yeah, it's just bad. It always has been, always will be. Unless sailing gets more popular, it's just that's the way it's going to be.
Got it. Okay.
Which I don't think Olympic sailing will ever become that popular because it's on dinghy sailing, and dinghy sailing is not fun.
Well, yeah, I didn't like
not fun to watch. It's fun to do. It's not fun to watch. Okay. Like if they did like brought Stream 40s to it, like where they had the hydrofoils and they're flying in the air and going 60 miles an hour,
like they do crazy, like the cup,
the cup and stuff like that.
I mean, them joints, it's sexy.
Are there any better sailing broadcasts? Yeah, so America's Cup is great. If you're watching America's Cup, our Stream 40s, those two, if you watch those are set up for spectators.
Yep.
The way the courses are laid out are for spectating.
A lot of money involved.
There's
too.
Those things are $1 billion boats.
We talk about boats that are basically like worth more than houses on houses.
They're like
on
jet
houses.
airplanes. I mean, those things are insane. So those boats are fun to watch, and you don't even have to know what you're talking about, or even.
Oh, it's just so much fun to see that. Yes.
Yeah, because those boats go 60 miles an hour by the wind. Powered by wind, and it's just insane.
We see things lift up, and you're like, "What the hell?"
They fly in the air
off the water. I'm like, "Good God, dude!"
Do they crash expensive boats? Yes, they break in half and sink quite often.
Yeah, I mean, those things are like so volatile. I've seen it happen. I've seen it like a couple of broadcasts. Like one of them hit the montage with it.
Yep.
And when they go down, they go down hard.
Yeah.
So
That's
my extent of sailing experience is watching.
So that's fun to watch. Mocha sailing's fun to watch. International Monohull One Design is Mocha. IMOCA is the name of that group. They do a lot of the world races, so like the Volvo Ocean Race and the Vindy Globe. Those are fun to watch. If you want to watch highlights, go watch the Vindy Globe highlight.
Oh, there's YouTube highlight. Just go like literally go type in like YouTube on YouTube.
If you want to type in the Vindy Globe, you'll see some awesome stuff. That's when you it's around the world race. Amazing. Yeah, Vindy Globe is the most extreme race in the world, and bar none. There's no more.
That one I haven't heard of. So
yeah, the Vindy Globe, it's a solo race, so you're by yourself, and you're on a boat, and you sail around the world nonstop. You're not allowed to stop to get back.
All right.
And they go race around the world nonstop by themselves. It usually takes them about somewhere around 60 days to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But the only way to do it fast is you sail down to the Southern Ocean where you have like 50-foot waves and crazy winds, so you can go super fast.
Yeah, but what happens if you hit like one of those like crazy what's the waves?
Rogue waves.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's
I mean, that could take you out.
It does.
It could kill you.
Oh yeah, people will die on that race.
Oh great.
there's been a lot of death in
this
this
is
race.
what we're supporting. We're supporting this. Okay.
People have died. Usually in the field, whenever they do a Indy Globe, there's probably about 20 to 40 boats that enter into the race and start. Usually about 5 finish, 5 to 8.
Oh wow. Okay. So the odds...
not always they always sink. I mean, they'll just drop out. They can't do it.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, it's
Sure.
a lot.
I mean, that's gonna be a lot. That's gonna be taxing as hell
on your
dude.
mental too. Just
yeah, I've got because you're by yourself
and you're sleep deprived for 2 months straight.
Of course, you're sleep deprived. I mean, like you could sleep. How are you gonna sleep?
You do sleep. You put autopilot on. And you do.
Oh yeah, that's gonna help. Thanks, Tesla. Put autopilot on. Sure, that's gonna take care of it.
You're still sleeping one eye open the entire time. You're super sleep.
Right. Exactly. That's the reason why you're sleeping.
Yeah. It's interesting. And those are Mocha Open 60s, which are fun boats. But anyway, yeah, if you want to see some really cool sailing footage, there is cool stuff out there. Olympics is not it. So I digress way too much into those. So welcome to the Sailing Reads.
I contributed. I take full responsibility.
I actually thought about making the Wheel Reads of the Wheel Sails YouTube channel just about my sailing stuff, but
hey, why not?
My original so in this channel, if you go back, there's some sailing videos because I was trying to experiment with
I know that because one time I did a deep dive into all the videos because I was like watching like all the old like Wheel of Time stuff because I was like, I forgot about this book. Let me listen to some chapters and blah blah blah. And I was like, wait a minute, he's got some sailing stuff. And then
I was just throwing random. It was before we got big, and I was just throwing random stuff in here and just having fun.
I saw.
It's still there.
I saw it.
I went sailing last night. It was fun. We had some guy that never been sailing before on a boat, and the guy who captains our boat. It's just he just has this really dry sense of humor, and every time you go out sailing in the Hampton Roads Harbor, every single time you see dolphins. I mean, they're always there, and they'll come play with the sailboats every single time. So after years and years and years, I mean, I've been sailing since I was 4 years old.
You're numb to it.
I'm 40. You're numb to seeing dolphins, but
yeah.
I had this kid come down. I guess he's from Fredericksburg, so like near the mountains of Virginia or Central Virginia. Never been on a sailboat before, and we get out there, like a pod of dolphins comes up to play around our boat, and he's like, "There's dolphins!" It's like the captain just goes, "Yay, nature!"
Yup.
Yay, nature. Speaking of random things, did you ever finish your Minecraft White Tower? No, I never did. I was building a Minecraft White Tower. I got pretty far into it, but then my son got old enough where he wants to play Minecraft, and now he plays Minecraft nonstop, and I don't ever play video games anymore. I don't have time for it. Just where I am in life. you add 3 kids, and just all that stuff goes out the window.
How far along were you in the tower?
So I mean, I had made the base, and I'd started building up layers. I got about halfway up. But I hadn't decorated everything inside yet, so it was kind of yeah.
It sounds like you have a opportunity for someone else to pick up the reins.
Yeah,
and take on your challenge.
I will restart that server and let anyone that wants to build the White Tower.
I like it. Just put it on Discord. Put it on Discord and be like, hey, look, who wants to take this over?
I will reopen that server and invite anyone who wants to get in there and start
building the White Tower. I love it. I love it. I love it. Make it a community sport.
Yeah, make it a community thing. And you guys can go ham. So anyway, Keon shows up and expresses worry over Serenity's trip to Elantris. That also comments to or declines to comment when she tries to spin the conversation about the rift between him and his father. Or her father, yeah. So her father, yeah. So, yeah. And Keon does say he thinks Iodon is very paranoid. Yeah, and probably has because they start talking about might be.
Yeah, I forget the next couple lines, but then it goes secret tunnel, secret tunnel.
That's a stretch. I'll let you go on that one. It is yes. He did. She did ask about it. Are there secret passages? I'll let you go on that one. Sure. I'm still curious about this rift that happened between her father and Hunky K. I'm like, what happened there? And he's like, I'm not the best brother either, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay. But to create a rift where they don't talk to each other, I'm like, curious.
Yeah.
And I want to know more about that relationship. Like, how contentious is it? So we'll see later, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else came out of this chapter that I was.
There's that little like comment that
ladies
Aurora like believes that Serenity harbors romantic feelings for Shuden. But
that's what the other thing I was going to bring up. Yeah, so she was like, "Oh, I recognize that look." Blah blah blah. And she's like, "Oh, and you're into who's the dude?"
Shuden. Shuden.
Okay. Yeah. So she's like, "Oh, you're into Shuden." She thought for sure she was going to catch her on being like kind of into Raiden. And she's like, "Oh," she's like, "I'm so guarded and all that kind of stuff." She's like, "What was my tell?" She's like kind of wondering about that. But yeah, she talks about him a lot, thinks about him a lot this whole chapter, and I was like, "Yeah, I was noticing that." So anyway, good on her for picking up the vibe that she's into somebody. She just got the wrong somebody,
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like an Aaliyah song.
Yeah.
Are you that somebody? Tell me you're that somebody.
R.I.P.
Anyway, sorry.
That was
R.I.P. Yes, R.I.P.
Yeah, Timberlake did the beat to that, I think.
Oh, Timberlake and her. I'm sure I've already told the story about me dancing with Aaliyah, right?
No.
Oh shoot, yeah. So there's a spot down in Virginia Beach called Picasso's back in the day, and it was like the club.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went there as a young 20-something, and I was hanging out, and I was single and mingling or something, whatever they said back in the day.
Yeah.
And in walks, because this was the promotion that night, was just like they were just like, oh, hey, look, we have it was Timbaland,
Missy,
Aaliyah, and I can't remember if Missy was there or not. People keep saying it sounds weird that she wasn't, but I don't remember Missy being there. But anyway, so Timbaland and Aaliyah are there, and so the song's on, and they're just kind of just gyrating on the dance floor because this is early, like in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
And me being a young idiot, nobody's dancing. I was like, I'll go dance with Aaliyah. Hell, I'll take a chance to dance. I actually danced with Aaliyah. So I got to dance with her for like 2 dances and stuff. And she was chill as hell. Shorter than I thought, by the way. I can't remember how short she was, but she was shorter than me for sure. And but she was super chill. But just like the way she sings her songs, she does not talk loud. And this is like a club. It's like booming. And I was like, oh, what? Yeah. Can you speak a little? I can't hear you. And then I was like, I don't want to be creepy. So I was like, thank you for the dance, blah, blah, blah. A couple dances and everything. And then I like walked my little ass away.
Nice.
Yeah. I wasn't trying to be like, oh, Aaliyah, give me a number, girl. I wasn't trying to get there. No. Yeah.
Awesome. So you ready for chapter 27? The final chapter for tonight?
The final chapter.
So Rathan learns that his plan to dethrone Iodon by ruining him financially will not work.
Yeah.
He also sees that Delof seizing more control of the Dorethi Chapel, leaving Rathan pretty much powerless. And
by the way, this whole time he's trying to line up somebody to be what's the position? I can't remember the position's name. He keeps trying to line up somebody to be in that underling position. Anyway, but everybody has been like, not for me, not for me. There's like one person is left.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to take the position.
Exactly.
So
yep.
He's so yeah. He's not a good place.
Yeah, he's pretty much just giving up at this point. He's like, yep, being able to convert Erlon peacefully is pretty much all but gone.
And he's lost the whole Elantris angle.
Yeah,
it's not good. So
because Sarita's pretty much destroyed that angle. Rathan's just pretty much plagued by his own loss of his faith in religion and just kind of sad boy.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. At one point, he collapses to the floor, just lying there in pain, in armor, and just starts praying for hours, and just kind of, yeah. Depression's a real thing, guys. So, it's rough.
Yeah, this guy, he's in a really rough place, and then he's like, "What? Knock at the door," and he's like, "Here's that package you was looking for."
Yeah.
And he opens it up, and he's like, "Oh, it's my poisons."
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
I say poisons. I listened to it on the second reading. It doesn't say they're all poisons.
Right.
I was like, I think it's 4 vials, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, I feel like theory time. So I feel like it's a poison that you take, because remember, it takes 8 hours to do its thing. That's what he was told. And that I think the other 3 are some type of remedy, something. And I feel like he's going to do the whole like, I'm dying. But then through the power of religion,
yeah,
he comes back
by Janeth himself.
Yes, comes back. That's what I kind of feel like, because he said he had to go for I'm doing my interpretation. A Hail Mary. He's got to do a Hail Mary, right?
Are they labeled?
Love that. Love
that. I wish I had the Princess Bride clip right now.
I know you need that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I know what you know that I know that you know.
Yeah.
I know.
Wallace Shawn, though, that dude, I loved him as an actor, man. Love him as an actor. So, but that's what I feel like is like it's a play, because I mean, I was a little shocked the first time I read this, and it was like he like drinks the vial. I was like, oh, is he that depressed? Because I mean, of course, it's leading up to that.
Yeah,
and it's a good way to end the part to be like, oh, this guy is so depressed that he's like gonna just like hand everything off to crazy Eddie over here. You know what, Deloff, I think his name is. Yeah. Anyway, he's like, I'm gonna hand it off, and it's like, no, he would never do that. But he's gotta do something to like shake everybody out of the the circumstances, the current condition. And so I feel like this is the way to do it. So he's gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna take this poison, and I'll be like, oh no, I was in Elantris, and Elantris gave me the poisons. We should tear that city down, and I'm gonna pray to the lords that be, and he's gonna be like, Popeye, and then he's gonna miraculously recover and be like, hey, this is what happens when you pray to the gods.
Yeah,
I pray to, and
yeah.
That's my guess. That's my theory time.
Okay.
That's my theory time.
Okay.
I got nothing better than that, right?
Yeah. And that's right. In this chapter, he just drinks the poison and it fades to black, and we're done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not he fades to black, he just fades to black.
Yeah.
We don't see him fade. No
Smash
way.
to black. So that's it.
Yep.
That's the end of part 1. So next week we'll be doing part 2. We're starting it. We're doing the call to Elantris. Trying to think how many chapters we're doing. Let me look it up real fast. Go to the sheets. We'll be doing 5 chapters.
Okay, I feel like you told me that before, that like the next all like shorter chapters. So
you have 8 chapters from the part 1, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chapters to finish the book. So it's 6 weeks. So it's we're already halfway. We're over halfway through of part 1.
Okay,
so.
Gotcha. So 5 chapters next time. Got it.
5 chapters next time. So we'll be doing 28, 29, 30, 31, 32.
Got it.
Yeah. So it'll be fun. Looking forward to doing that. I say next time, might be next week. I think we're recording next week. As long as nothing crazy comes up.
Okay, cool.
Life is lifing. So yeah. But as long as it doesn't, we'll plan on that. So we'll do 5 chapters. Favorite character?
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting. That's what we always ask.
That's what we
And
always do.
I'm gonna say my favorite character, only because I'm seeing another side of him, is Rathan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I like seeing the fact that it's like he's really vulnerable. This guy came in with, again, he had bravado
Okay.
and swagger, and now he's
Mm-hmm.
like being diminished all around, and he's
Yeah.
so vulnerable right now. And I'm intrigued by what he's gonna do, how he's gonna like try to recover.
Yeah.
I don't buy him killing himself, not even for a half of a second. But
Yeah.
again, I'm really curious about how he's going to turn this thing around. So
Yeah.
I still think it was a really stupid idea for him to recruit Dilaf, that just makes no sense to me. But I feel like he's a human. He makes stupid decisions sometimes, and
Yeah.
what can you do? So
I'll pick Galadon because Golo.
Colo.
Golo.
You know what I mean, Colo? Yeah, man. This guy. Yeah.
Golo.
Yeah, he opened up about his past. So
He did.
Good chapters. Yep.
They were good chapters. So that's it for this week. So how you found is at thecosmireads.com. Find links to all sorts of cool stuff. You guys know the deal. Get some cool swag. Get some join the Discord. Yeah. Let's see. Internet issues. If I repeated, it was an error. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times. So yeah.
Internet issue. Cool.
Cool. Oh,
that's right. That's Adam Andy Samberg on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Cool.
Tall mayonnaise. Yeah, Tall Mayonnaise that's Wheel of Time's favorite character. Always is Tall Mayonnaise.
Really? Okay.
No, that's an ongoing joke on the Will Read. So.
Sure.
But yeah, that shit. Sorry. Yeah.
No, don't be sorry. It's all right.
It's
don't
all
worry
right.
about it.
Yeah, Tall Mayonnaise is awesome.
No stress.
It's better than skinny ketchup, or fat mustard.
We got tall mayo, skinny ketchup, and fat mustard.
Yeah.
This sounds like the best trio of all time.
It's crazy. You put it
Hot
together.
dogs beware.
Hot dogs. Put it all together. It makes a secret sauce.
Yeah, no, exactly. I don't know. No, I feel like this is starting to get into like entendre territory.
No, actually, it's funny. The cheese shop in Newport News.
The one that used to the German cheese shop that used to be
in Heidenwood. So when George Ackerman died, he sailed with us. He left everyone he didn't even tell his own staff the secret recipe to secret sauce. And it had to do with the portions. But all it was Dijon mustard, heavy duty mayonnaise, and ketchup. That's all it was.
No kidding.
Literally just
people swore by that cheese shop, by the way. Oh my god. I mean, because I worked in the school division, that's all everyone did. Why we gotta go to the cheese shop? And I was like, why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did make some banging sandwiches though. Those sandwiches were good.
I've heard good things. I never ate there.
Well, he'd always bring sandwiches out on the sailboat, so it was great. And he definitely he went out with a bang. He passed away of cancer, but then he was also an avid shotgun shooter, skeet shoot. So he had himself cremated, and not legally, but this is what his wishes were. All his ashes were put into shotgun shells, and then we sailed out past the international date line and had a fun time shooting him out to the ocean. That's what his will wanted.
There
so
you
that's
go.
what we did.
So it's just him and Osama bin Laden out there in the ocean.
We just went out with a bang. And I just realized that that's probably illegal. Well, no, it's not illegal. It's international date line. So
it's international. So against whose law?
Not against the law where we did it.
Exactly.
It would have been illegal to do it anywhere on the U.S.
Yeah, I mean, this is that less known whale law. That might have violated that, but
Maybe.
Be careful. The whales will come get you.
You got to be careful about stuff, but be careful what you put on the internet these days. A good friend of mine, Alex Rust, who's passed away as well, he got in trouble because when he was down in the Bahamas, this was back in 2009, he found a big lizard, and the island was full of these lizards. So he caught one, and he wanted to know what it tastes like. So he killed it and ate it and posted pictures all over social media. It was an endangered species that only is on that island. He was arrested.
So first of all, why would you put that on the internet?
Because there's millions of them on this one island, and it's the only island in the world
But
that
still,
exists.
though, the reason why people put stuff on the internet is to flex. Don't flex. Don't flex, people. It's not necessary.
It's not necessary.
If you want to do it for you, by all means, go eat a tasty kitten on your own time, but don't put it on the internet.
Exactly.
Be weird at home. Don't be weird on the internet. Don't be weird on the internet.
Have you been on the internet? There's lots of weird on the internet. There's
Which is-
lots.
every
of
time I
weird.
see it, I'm like, you don't realize how stupid you look right now because you don't realize you are weird. Stop being weird. Don't do weird things. We don't want to see that. No, keep it to yourself. Don't show us the tattoo that you got of some nonsense. I'm talking nonsense. I'm talking about like people getting a tattoo of the Hawk Tuah girl. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Stop. Don't. No.
Don't do it.
Don't. Why would you get a tattoo of somebody who has 5 minutes of fame? Don't do that.
Yeah.
And then put it on the internet. Great. Now that's your 5 minutes of fame. And by the way, I hope you enjoy the Hawk Tuah girl tattoo when you're 80.
Yeah.
They're not making it to 80 though, because obviously they'll make good life decisions, so they're not going to make it to 60. So yeah, there's that. And Alondo's soapbox is now closed. All right.
Yeah. There you go. Well, that's what we found. So that's all I got for this week. So yeah. We'll see.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, take care. We'll see y'all next time. Thank you for watching the Cosmere Reads.
Gosh dang, gosh, stay fresh. Gosh dang, gosh, stay fresh.